Good morning, one and all present here. I would like to introduce Mr. Ajay Sevekari, Director, Human Resource Administration, Logistics, Purchase, IT, Bridgestone India Private Limited. Mr. Sevekari is a graduate in chemical engineering from Manipal University and did his MBA from Pune University. He achieved his first class throughout his academic career. Mr. Sevekari, after completing his MBA, joined Nuclear Power Corporation under the Department of Atomic Energy as Deputy Manager. After working for 5 years, he joined private sector when he moved to Asai Float Glass, where he was involved with planning, procurement, and logistics. Later, he joined Bridgestone India Private Limited in the year 1997 as manager, purchase, and rose to a position to director in 2006. He was the only Indian director on the board of the Japanese company. In his long tenure in the company, he played a key role in driving the company's phenomenal growth in the Indian tire industry. Bridgestone is today a dominant player in the Indian market with the leadership position in the passenger tire segment. Mr. Sevekari has been handling multiple responsibilities of human resource, administration, purchasing, logistics, IT, corporate affairs, etc. He is also an instrumental in bringing Bridgestone to Pune and setting up its second plant before schedule with the government of Maharashtra facilitated him. Whatever free time he gets out of his busy schedule, he likes to listen to light classical music, reading non-fictional books, and traveling. Mr. Sevekari believes that there is no shortcut to success, and honesty, integrity, commitment, and teamwork are important to achieve any milestone. Sir, please enlighten us with your kind words, and the podium is all yours.
Thank you, Prajot. Good morning to all of you. Respected Bala sir, Professor Goel, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great honor to be here. When I arrived at the campus, I was quite impressed with the entire setup and the warm welcome which I was received, which I was received. I must say that you all are extremely lucky to be here studying, because when you get in your formative years a quality education, a proper learning, and a setup which probably opens up your vision, would certainly take you a long way to make and shape your career. All of you, I understand, are from second year batch of management and probably are likely to pass out soon, maybe another 6-8 months or so. This path which you have been trudging along for last, what I would say, 15 years of your college, school and college, and last 2 years of your management, would take you a long way to deliver. But first of all, one must realize that when you pass out, you actually are not having sufficient knowledge to apply your teachings into the results from the day one. So when the professors came to me to invite me, I asked them that what is it that you expect me to do when you call me for the seminar. They just said that, we would like you to tell what are the expectations the industry has from the management students. You all have been getting a very quality education and probably have had sufficient interaction with the industry through the guest lectures or through your summer trainings or the various visits which you probably would have undertaken. But what's more important, here is that when you actually join the organization, you should probably, first of all, should be willing to learn from whoever comes across. Because, be it when you enter your organization, probably if you are required to prepare a voucher, probably you don't know the system. You don't know how to prepare a voucher itself. So maybe you will have to learn through a assistant. When you actually required to file your papers yourself, you probably don't know where it is, where they are kept, what is the system of filing. You have to learn from scratch. You can't come with any kind of air which probably an individual comes thinking that you have passed out from Balaji Institute, you have got such a high experience, you have got such a knowledge. Most importantly is that you have to have a fresh mind in order to learn and try to understand what is important for you to do in an organization. You should be willing to learn from anyone which you come across. Be it a small office boy, be it a small assistant, be it a manager, not only from your mentor who is there, who is actually helping you out to learn few things. Secondly, the commitment which I mentioned, when I was driving in my car along with Prajot, she asked me that what single message you would like to give if I have to do. What I said is that most important is honesty and transparency. Believe me, there are no percentages in honesty. Either you are honest or you are dishonest. You can't say that I have been honest as much as possible or I could be honest as much as possible. There are no percentages in honesty. When you talk about commitment, you have to give 100% what you have. Whatever you do, you must have a 100% commitment to do, and you must believe in yourself. Most importantly, if you don't know the thing, you should believe in your ability, and if you are not able to do that particular job, you must be willing to ask somebody who can help you out. What is important is that when you go to a particular manager, you have to tell him that, boss, I have understood this much, but I don't know what are your instructions. I need to understand them well, and I need to execute that. At the same time, you should be extremely transparent in whatever you are doing. What we call in Bridgestone, we have got ho and so concept, ho kaku, renraku, and sodan. This actually is what does it translate into is, approaching, consulting, and consensus building. So if you are approaching anybody who is required to help you in your particular job, then naturally you would be in a position to understand the job better. You are willing to consult what needs to be done, then you would be in a right path to conclude that job. And so then, when you are doing the consensus building, you can't do anything by yourself. Believe me, it is a teamwork at the end of the day. You need everybody's help which is required to be undertaken. I was just talking to the other day about setting up the project which we have. India, as they say in World Study, is ranked almost 131st if you talk about the number of countries which we have, 190, 195 countries or 200 countries around the world. 131st ranks in ease of doing business. And in corruption index, it's ranked almost 88th and below some of the worst known countries. There is a large amount of corruption in India. Everybody talks about it. But how the corruption takes place? It's not that, if you don't participate in it, the corruption can happen. No. If somebody is willing to give, then somebody is willing to take. If nobody is willing to give, people cannot take, even if they have got whatever intentions they have. You have to believe yourself that come what may, I will not pay. For that, you should be willing to strive hard. You should be willing to suffer. You should be willing to make changes. It's very easy. You jump a red signal, somebody catches you, you just pay off 50, 100 rupees or 200 rupees and then just go away. Why? Because you are interested in running fast. You want to jump the red signal. If you want, you are in the queue, wherever, whether it's a temple or even an immigration line, you just want to palm off somebody and say that, okay, can I jump the queue? Is it possible? I don't have time. I can't wait for half an hour or 1 hour. Can I get something done faster? If you are willing to strive hard, nobody can force you to pay. If you are willing to follow the right line, nobody can force you to do that. All of you, everybody knows how the state of Maharashtra has been, or how the things have been going on in other states of the country as well. Believe me, we have just set up the project at Sakand in Pune for about 2,600 crores we have invested here. And the project, we got the land in 2010 October, and the entire project was completed within 2-year period, and we started manufacturing in November 2012, which was cool 3 months ahead of our schedule. And we did that without paying a single penny bribe to anyone. We had so many difficulties. Believe me, we had large number of difficulties right from licenses. There are 52 types of licenses and permissions which are required, whether be it consent to establish, consent to operate. We had to take explosive, we had to take pollution control board. We had to have extremely meticulous planning. But one resolve was there. As a Bridgestone group philosophy worldwide, one resolve was there, that compliance oriented. We always tell our employees that follow the law of the land and do business, otherwise don't do business. If somebody is not willing to do business with you, doesn't matter, but we will not violate the law. On many occasions when I personally had to go, because our people used to go, for example, getting a permission, that person used to ask him to come tomorrow, after one day after, a day after. We had that 3-3-3 policy, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months policy. If it doesn't happen within 3 days, we escalate to a higher level. It doesn't happen within 3 weeks, again escalate to a higher level and go to the top, because you need to understand your strength. Being a Japanese company, being a partner in Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, we were actually invited by the government of Maharashtra. We had to go right up to the top in order to get things done if necessary. I have gone many times to Mantralaya to meet the Chief Minister or Deputy Chief Minister or the concerned officials wherever it was necessary. It was not very easy. There was one labor officer, once he came, and there was a small incident. We have a 200-acre land, and when the construction is going on, there is a stipulation that close to you need to have one toilet for every 50 meters for the construction labors which we have. And we had 100% compliance because we were not paying anything. They asked for giving the permission, they asked for paying money. We didn't pay a single penny. We said, okay, it doesn't matter, but you have to give license. And they were quite upset. So one day the person came and he actually measured, and one toilet was about 51 meters from the other one. And he immediately issued an order to stop the work. There were 3,000 laborers working on the site, and we said, doesn't matter. We will not start operations till that person gives the clearance. So after 3 days, we suffered heavily. The construction was stopped. The people suffered. We made all the changes. They again measured everything from each distance from the radial. We changed that because we were at fault. 50 meters, 50 meters, even 51 meters is out of question. So we should do that. Then on the second day, because we did everything within say 48 hours, on the third day when we called the person, he didn't come for the inspection, because we said that you have to come for the inspection and certified. We waited for 1 day. 4th day he did not come. I immediately called up the Chief Minister's office and made the complaint with the writing, and such thing was there. And within 1 hour, that individual came and gave the clearance to the work that. We could have done it on the first day itself, but no. You should be willing to suffer for whatever mistake which has happened. If you are not willing, if you want to cut corners, if you want to take a shortcut, then the corruption takes place. If you are willing to suffer and if you really understand that this is possible, this we can do, then you can do it. Today, most of the government department understand that Bridgestone doesn't pay a single penny. We get a lot of expats. Many Japanese are working. At one point of time, there were almost 95 Japanese who were working at our site for various purposes. For example, for installation, commissioning, or other jobs. And you require a foreign registrar's office permission for residential permit for an individual or for employment visa. And for that, you need to go to a God-forwarding place, like in a police station. And at police station, you need the verification from that local police officer. And from there, you have to go to the SP office and go that. And you know what happens in a police station? But our people, right from our managing director, who was a Japanese, were very clear. I told them that you may have to go and sit there for hours if you want to, but we will not pay a single penny to either the police or to the FRO office. And every time we got it done. Third time when they saw, because when every Japanese came, they said that why don't you hire somebody who can pay off on your behalf? Why don't you hire a consultant? Why don't you hire this? Why don't you hire that? We said no. Our person will come and he will sit here if necessary. If we need, because after doing that, the individual had to go back to the site, work doubly till late night, and then finish the job which he is supposed to do. And he used to give. After doing 10, 20, 25, 30, when he just didn't get money, and we used to, sit there, show us around, talk to people. We inform them that this is not being done because of such and such thing. We made a strong complaint to the government also. This. From then onwards, now our person goes, he immediately signs and takes away because he doesn't want to see us. He said, okay, better get love. We don't want to see, because the moment the person sees that, such a senior level official is sitting there, he is going to take. So you have to have that perseverance. Apart from your own judgment, you need to have perseverance that, okay, I will like to do that job. I would like to be transparent. I would like to be honest as far as this is concerned. And I would not do that. Follow the law. Many times, I don't know how many of you had an opportunity to travel abroad for, say, Tokyo. I will just give a small example. When I had to catch a flight when I had gone one of my visits to Tokyo. When I was, my hotel was right in front of Tokyo railway station, Central Railway Station. And I had to catch an early morning flight to Osaka. So when I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I was just looking out of my window, and on the main street on the highway, there was a signal was there. And the signal was red, and one car came and just stopped there. At 4 o'clock in the morning, believe me, the signal was red. The car did not cross the signal. There was nobody. He would have easily crossed. It's quite simple, but you have to develop into your culture. You have to understand. And if you do it, the others will follow. If you do it, you will force the others to make sure that this is not done. It's very easy. The system is bad. People are not following. India to ICA. We hear a lot of these things. But are we willing to do something to change the things? Do we have our mindset to change that? That is very important. Another incident when I was traveling along with one of the Japanese from Mumbai to Calcutta. After getting down at Kolkata airport, he was actually a smoker. So after getting down from the Calcutta airport, we collected our baggage, we came out and we were waiting for our car to come up. And he lit his cigarette and he was just smoking. The car came. And we looked around, the cigarette was, half consumed. He just looked around and he didn't know what to do. Because he had to extinguish he just extinguished that cigarette on his lighter and put back that cigarette because he looked around for a dustbin. Unfortunately, at the airport, there was no dustbin available in those days. Of course, today, with the privatization, there are a lot of changes have taken place. You go to Mumbai, new airport, new international airport, or Delhi as well, or Calcutta also. There was no dustbin around, and there were a lot of cigarettes butts were lying around. He just calmly pulled out his cigarette pack and put back that cigarette inside. and said that, okay, when next I get to the hotel, when there is a dustbin is available, then I'll put it back. This he did in India when he could have very easily thrown to anywhere. So that is the teaching which probably I got from those days, that it is possible. You have to have that mindset that, okay, come what may, I will not jump the red signal. Come what may, I will not throw my trash anywhere else. That is very important. Otherwise, people just throw around things and then claim that, Pune mein to aisa hi hai, kachra hi koi uthata nahi hai, things are like this, But why you throw? If you stop throwing, probably the others will also do that. So the culture has to be developed. And when you go to an organization, tomorrow, whenever you go, you will have to learn the culture of the organization. See, transparency, commitment, these are not only the jargons. You have to have, if you have been called for a meeting, you have to reach there 5 minutes before. Today morning, when I got a call that yesterday itself I had asked, at what time I am supposed to leave, at say about 8 o'clock or so. They told me, you have to be there 5 minutes before at any point of time. So I got down at 7:55 and was waiting for the escort to come and pick me up. So the purpose is not that whether you will reach, because you are a guest, of course, they will wait for you for 5 minutes. I said, no. It is important that you follow. If you are invited at some places, in India, unfortunately, punctuality is always punished. You go to a birthday party, they give you 8 o'clock time, you reach at 7:45. If the other people don't arrive till 9 o'clock, the cake doesn't get cut. And the person who has come at 7:45, he just goes around thinking what the hell is happening. You are called for a reception, they talk about 8:30, the bride and the groom doesn't arrive till about 10 o'clock. So these are the factors you have to develop. Probably you are the next generation. Today we have got 65% Indians below 35 years of age and 50% close to about below 25. It is a growing population. There is a large number of population which is available, which is an advantage for the country, because most of the other countries like China, Japan and Europe are aging population. We probably have got the biggest advantage where we have got a young population, young, vibrant population. In order to take this country forward, we need a certain discipline to come in ourselves. Our Prime Minister yesterday launched that Make in India campaign. Bala sir was talking about the power crisis. Yes, there are going to be the power shortages going to be there. Today, we produce close to about 170 gigawatts of power per year in this country, whereas against installed capacity of 250, whereas our requirement will be 400 gigawatts by 2025. So it's a huge task, and believe me, there are a lot of problems would come up. But you all must have the resolve to overcome this. You must have that belief that yes, we can do it. And if we have a belief, then probably we can go ahead and make this country as #1 manufacturing destinations in the world. Because today China is considered to be the #1, but there are a lot of problems with China, mainly human rights violation. There are no ethical policies. The working conditions are poor. We advantage being a democratic country. Of course, there are a large number of disadvantages also. But very fact that we can stand up and blame our government is the biggest advantage which we have. So we have that freedom to speech. We have a freedom to work. We have a freedom to move anywhere. Today, if you go to Shanghai, you get a residential permit. You are not allowed to stay beyond that permit, even if you are a Chinese citizen. So you have to go out. Whereas that's not a case in India. You can roam around anywhere, you can go anywhere, you can work anywhere, you can live anywhere. So that's an advantage of being in this country. There are a lot of growth potentials are available, and we are all looking towards the younger generation who can take this country forward. But for that, you need to have a certain level of understanding what is required from you when you actually reach an organization, how you can do it. Believe me, there are a lot of people who are asked, when they take an admission in an institute or they want an admission, they ask that what is the placement record? Which are the companies which are coming here? What is the starting salary which they offer? Now, the biggest fact that the person, when he passes out from a college, with all his knowledge, he cannot deliver from the day one. So ideally, you shouldn't expect a very fat or hefty package. You should be willing to learn. Most importantly, what I always tell students wherever I meet, that you should look at what value you can add to yourself in an organization before looking for money. Believe me, money will follow. Money is not everything in the world, but before you ask for a money or before you go after the money, you must have your capability increase. You must have the increase in capability where you can deliver, you can contribute to the job, because the people who are going to pay you high salaries are definitely going to extract or expect that you should deliver that much to the company. Now, if you don't know what is required, or if you don't have that capability in you, how are you going to deliver that? You need to develop your capability. You need to look for the job opportunity. Most importantly, when you go, you must like the job. You must love your job. If you like the job, if you love your job, you won't know how the time passes. You won't know how hard the work is. Because you feel the work is hard only when you don't like that job. When you are forced to do something which you don't like, naturally it's going to get on your nerves and you are going to get affected because of that. You know, people say that when I was working with public sector, everything was quite nice, everything, I had a good apartment in a place like Anushakti Nagar. There was not much of a work, everything was fine, you know, pensionable service, you know, they used to talk about all these jargons. But if at the end of the day, if you think you are not adding value to yourself, or you are not giving a sufficient output to what you are required to give to the organization, you are not going to go anywhere. You need to have that kind of mindset that I must learn something first, I must contribute to the organization, and then I can expect. Because in order to grow, you need to develop your ability, you need to develop the organization, you need to contribute to them. If the organization succeeds, you will also definitely succeed. Today, people, you know, just want to jump jobs for sake of money. But again, as I mentioned, that wherever you go, you make sure that you develop yourself and have a culture of the organization. You try to see that how you can take forward. You have to have entrepreneurial skills as well as a head of an organization or as a head of a department. You need to have your own vision, you need to have your mission statement, and you need to work towards that. I'm sure with the right attitude and with your perseverance and ability, you can make a difference. The Prime Minister has got a lot of ideas, a lot of vision for the country, and is looking towards you. You as a individual, you as a corporate leader of tomorrow can contribute and can work towards realizing that vision. So I'm sure with the right attitude, right commitment, right perseverance, and right ethics, you can succeed. I wish you all the best for your future career, and I'm sure that some of you would like to join Bridgestone also. I would like to welcome you all for the same. Thank you very much for coming here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.